Hello and welcome to the Bentleigh Report. It's August 2022. I'm Gary Peer.
And I'm Leon Guzenfitter.
You are indeed Mr. Bentleigh, and let's talk a bit about the vibe out there in the Bentleigh market, what seems to be happening, how's it we're travelling. Tell us all about it.
Look, there's certainly a lot of buyers out there. We've been discussing this with our team. There are a lot of buyers out there, and I'm seeing some buyers that I think took a bit of a break. Things got a little bit hot, and now coming back because things have become a little bit more affordable, which makes sense.
I think when people see value, they respond.
Yeah.
And I think there is good value now, and we seem to be in that point, it feels to me, I don't know what your view is, but it feels to me like things came off, prices were adjusted back, and now we're in the kind of plateau of the market. And I think people think, now's the time to jump in, and buyers that were hesitant are now stepping up to the plate and having a go.
Absolutely. And look, there's still very low volumes. So there's not a lot to choose from.
No.
And look, it's always great to pick the top to sell and the bottom to buy.
Sure, of course.
The only problem is you only find the bottom after it's gone up because you can only figure out it's been the bottom. So I'm encouraging all the people we're dealing with, if you are a buyer, you see a home that you like, you can see yourself living there for a while and you can afford it. Don't wait for somebody else to either buy it or for the prices for that home to go up. So again, you're probably buying today anywhere between 10 and 15% under the peak of November.
That's pretty good.
And why wait for it to get back there? Because it will.
It will get back there. That's one thing we know about real estate is that it always seems to go up over time. And when things go down, and 2019 we had this period where we came off that roaring 2017 frenzy, almost boom, really, you could say.
Huge boom.
And then things just settled a bit, and then they came down, and then they just stopped. And then buyers who were sort of rubbing their hands together found, well, there's not much out there because not a lot of vendors want to sell now. Things have come off. Those that waited too long, a year or two later, had to go and pay another 10 and 15, sometimes 20% more. So,
absolutely.
So now is the good time to buy. There's no question about that in our view, and there are some good opportunities out there. And if you're looking for your dream home and you find it, you're damn lucky to be able to buy it when the heat's out of the market somewhat.
Yeah.
Although I can feel that simmering. We're not boiling point, but I can definitely feel the simmering out there.
Yeah, could come back quickly.
Yeah, could come back quickly. Let's talk about some of the properties that we've sold, Leon, because we've had some beautiful offerings. I know that I did get to sell and work with you a little bit on Luckens Road, which went to auction a second time. And thank you to the vendor for sticking with us. They were clearly happy enough with us to persist with us, past the first auction, which didn't sell, through to the second auction, which we managed to sell on the day. Great home.
Yes, it was a really good home on a big parcel of land in a good part of Bentleigh, with a north-facing aspect. And again, I think it was a balanced probably price. It probably wasn't that real peak price end of last year, but probably the right price for the time. And again, a good opportunity for the buyer to come in and buy in those conditions. And you're going to be seeing more of that.
Well, the price guide there was kind of in the 1.6s through to the 1.7s and it sold in that range. But well done to buyer and seller alike. McLean Avenue was a wonderful property as well. Tell us a little about that.
And we'll continue to talk about this part of the market. So this property never got onto realestate.com and Domain. Sorry, guys, we saved a bit on those fees.
Got to be on our database. That's it.
For our clients. But it sort of goes into that prestige home market. I believe is performing extremely well. We'll have some images of the property behind us because it did make it to our website that has all of our listings on it.
Yes.
And it was sold basically in sort of 10 days off the, we'll call it off market or pre-market for a very strong price, sort of circa 2.7 million.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, that was for sale before with another agent.
No, not that one. Not that one. No,
because I know we've been doing that a lot.
Yeah, that's the next one, Gary. We can talk about Murray Street.
Okay, well, well done
Murray
again.
Road.
Well done again to the buyer and seller of McLean Avenue, a beautiful home, and we are selling the best homes in Bentleigh and around there.
And look, that market is still completely in balance between how many people want to buy that home compared to how many homes there are available. So if you do have a larger modern home anywhere in that Bentleigh area and you're thinking about selling, you may be that rare part of the market that's actually not taking a haircut off the peak of last year because people are kind of scared to build.
Hop, skip and jump. Well, they are scared to build and there's a lot less of it because people have lost a bit of confidence with some of the builders going broke, the price of product, materials going up. Labour hard to get. So a lot of people have sort of said that we're very enthusiastic about building, saying, you know what, maybe not quite now. I think I'll just buy something that's ready-made. If it's a 9 out of 10, which probably you're not going to build better than that anyway, or even 8 out of 10, it's probably a goer.
Second off-market sale on that street, by the way, in the last 3 months.
By us?
Yeah, but McLean for us.
Fair enough. We've been cleaning up in McLean Avenue, and we love it in Wimmera Street in Ormond, a hop, skip and a jump away from Bentleigh. You know, I often look at the auction results in Ormond, and I don't know if anyone sells more in Ormond than we do. We always seem to, it's kind of an area that we've targeted because we've got Caulfield, Carnegie, Murrumbeena and Bentleigh all surrounding Ormond. It's kind of almost like a military operation that we've just zoned in. And we've got like Ormond circled.
Yeah, and look, Aviv Samuel did a great job with this one.
Yep.
Sold it competitively, well over the price guide, which is becoming a bit less of a normal thing now, where a lot of properties are selling in the price guide.
Well, we thought that would sell for $950 to $1,050,000 in that range. It sold for $1,151,000, so $100,000 over the top.
Very happy vendor there.
Yeah, tell us a bit about this Murray Road property, because I know that was also a prestige home, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. That's 2 at 13 Murray Road. Tell us a bit about it.
Look, another in-zone property that one was with this for sale for another agent, and this is not an opportunity to sort of say they didn't do a good job, but basically they didn't get it sold. We got it, and I know Rich and Lee all worked very hard on it, and it actually had an asking price by the end of the campaign, and we got the full asking price. So that was a really good one to get sold, and again a great buy and a nice buyer who we know there.
Ridiculous.
And good luck to them.
Ridiculous. It's undisclosed, but it is in the high ones anyway. Just to give you a guide. Barrington Street, a great address in Bentleigh East, and a strong sale.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, in that new part of the Bentleigh East zone, sold it at 1.8, just over the 185 mark. And interesting, you know, it was about the price the owners wanted. They probably wanted a little bit more. We took the commercial decision to sell because they were also interested to buy property, which they did as at the same time as selling. And there were 3 or 4 others on the market at that time that didn't make that commercial decision, and that's nearly a month ago, and they're still on the market, unfortunately. So I think that if you get an at-market offer, it sometimes looks really good 2 or 3 weeks later at the moment.
Well, I think it's also, you often do as well as you're guided by the agent you employ, and if the agents that you're employing are giving you inaccurate or false or not the best necessarily information, then that's not going to help you make the right decision, which is what I think happened in this case in terms of what we've been able to do for those clients. You've got to tell us about this other property that we just did last weekend in Seathorpe Avenue.
Seathorpe Avenue, yeah, lovely vendors there, and your son Daniel ran the campaign. And it was a single level villa unit, which again is very popular still, especially with sort of downsizers and possibly young couples starting their journey post apartment living.
They are tightly held though, aren't they? Compared to apartments, they're pretty tightly held most of those single level. People often say, I'll go there for 3 or 4 years, and they love it. And they can have kids there for young people, and older people say, you know what, I want to stay here, I can manage it okay. So often the journey becomes a lot longer one than originally. But
absolutely, and look, that sold very competitively, had 2 bidders, and sold for $947,000, which again, for something that is 2 bedroom, you know, it's basically $1 million when you pay stamp duty to get into East Bentleigh.
That's what it is now. You've got one more you want to tell us about? Is that the one in Pascoe?
In Pascoe Avenue, yeah. And that was the weekend before. A modern double-storey townhouse, had 4 bidders on the day. Sold right at the pointy end of the price guide, just a couple of grand off the top, which again is happening more often now. And very happy vendors there, and great to have a competitive auction in our marketplace at this time.
Absolutely. Well, that's a bit of a wrap of the sale. Things have been selling well. The clearances for us have been strong in and around Bentleigh. But luckily, we're not out of stock. We've got some new listings to offer that are coming through. And I'm saying to vendors now that are watching this, that are thinking of selling this year, you probably need to speak to us now, because we're now in August. We're planning already pretty much mid-September. If you don't want to go on the grand final weekend, you can't get in before. So now we're talking about October. Then you've got to get in October before the Melbourne Cup weekend. So, you know, the dates are kind of shrinking. There's not that many dates. So if you're thinking of selling this year, give Leon a call so we can get things underway. Okay, let's do a little bit of a review on our best properties in the area, Leon, because thankfully we've got a lot of listings to discuss. But for the sake of the viewers who are maybe starting to doze up, we'll fire you up and talk about just the best 5, I think, that we've got. This home in Wavell Street is a real treat. Tell us a bit about this beautiful prestige home that we're blessed to be able to sell.
Yeah, this is fabulous. This is the best house available in all of Bentleigh. It's again in the McKinnon Secondary School zone, a modern home that's equipped with 4 bedrooms and a study, 4 bathrooms, got all the luxuries that you would want in a home in one of the best streets in all of Bentleigh. Still walking distance between Centre Road and the school. If you're sending your kids to McKinnon, we anticipate that's going to be somewhere in the high 2s and might touch the magical $3 million mark, which we continue to touch and hover around constantly in Bentleigh, which is becoming really the new replacement norm for a big family home.
When I speak to people who are selling in Caulfield and Elstonwick and South Caulfield and Eastern Kilda, and I say Bentley's $3 million, they look at me like I'm mad. But there's plenty of $3 million sales, plenty of $3 million homes, and thankfully probably sold more than anybody, I think,
in
that
range.
price range, thankfully. So thanks to those vendors who give us those opportunities. We know how to take advantage of them for you. Deacon Street, another good address in Bentleigh East this time.
Yeah, again, in the McKinnon Secondary School zone, a really aesthetically beautiful looking home with a swimming pool, a very rare offering where it's like a townhouse on a subdivision, but on probably 50% land more than most properties, and it's a corner block, so there's no no side by side. Double lock up garage swimming pool with a northern aspect at the back. It's been really well received, and if you just walk around the back of the property, you can get to the new campus there, just off East Boundary Road. Great. So it's been very popular and should go well at auction in a couple of weekends' time.
Prestige home in a AAA location. Let's talk about Amelia Street, McKinnon. That is another fine address.
It is, and there's two sort of Gary Peer exclusive off-market listings I want to talk about. They're available on our website, but you won't see them on the main portal. So 39 Amelia Street, McKinnon is a deco home, which I would say is in modest condition. You can live in it, you could rent it out, you could potentially do a renovation and extend it. But it's on over 700 square metres with a huge northern frontage. Yes. Sorry, Gary. Huge northern frontage to Murray Road. And it's in the McKinnon School Zone, and it has a planning permit for 3. So if you're a developer or someone wants a land bank, rent out for a few years, and then reassess a development, this has a planning permit for 3 in the zone, and will be circa that high ones, maybe tick over $2 million.
Great private sale in Glenmore Street.
Yeah, again, on our website, a home which is now part of an estate. It is, again, I'd say a modest home, someone that could renovate, redevelop, or just build one new home. It's for private sale, and if you are looking to buy something and potentially do a build or a development, the vendors there are comfortable to stay there a little while longer. It would be open to quite lengthy settlement terms. So
maybe a lease back.
Yeah, sure. 6 to 12 months is something they would probably prefer and happy to engage in. So rare to get those kind of terms. So again, if you're looking for a good block of land on the west side of a good residential street, 7 Glenmore Street, Bentleigh, on our website only.
Let's finish off with Patterson Road. I love that we've got some of these quiet sales. So if you're out there looking online on realestate.com and Domain, you won't see many of these homes. So you must call us. We've got a great database, but we're always looking for it to grow. So if you're looking for something off market, and so many buyers love buying that way too, where they don't have to go out.
We're making a lot of those sales, we're making a lot of them.
A lot of sellers like selling that way, buyers buying that way, and we're very actively involved. We bring this show to auction, but you can do it the other way as well. Tell us a bit about 85A Patterson Road before we go.
I love this property. It has passed in. We've had 4 or 5 people at a similar price. I just think whoever just steps up and pays that asking price of 1149 and 1149 and a half is the ask, is going to look back and go, I'm glad I did that. It's a really unique offering. It's modern, it's double story. It has a ground floor main bedroom. It has no common walls on its own block of land, and you can walk to Patterson Station in about 5 minutes with that strip of shops that's continuing. I'm loving that strip because I continually see the old shops that have maybe been around for a long time.
It's
leased
all
out,
being regenerated.
New, beautiful
cafes.
Beautiful cafes.
It's a good strip. I went down there the other day and I thought, this doesn't look like it used to look.
No,
it's changed a lot. So it's one of those really gentrified, emerging areas.
Yeah, I reckon this. I reckon it's not a good word. I think, and I would recommend that this is a really, really smart buy if you want to get into something that's not attached, not part of a body corporate. 1149 and a half is a screaming good buy, and it should probably sell quickly now.
Well, that's a big wrap on the Bentleigh Report. If you're wanting to do something this year, buying or selling, let us know. Leon and the team, the growing team. We've got some wonderful new recruits. We'll tell you about that next month as well. Some outstanding new talent to join our already wonderful talent. A lot of good agents, experienced agents in that office, headed by Leon with his team. So we look forward to helping you out in Bentleigh and surrounds. We wish you well for spring. We look forward to keeping you in touch with all things Bentleigh. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Leon Guzenfitter.
We will see you next month. Thank you.